Look at the art. Look at it. What happened? Oh no. What happened? Oh no. Oh my god. This is amazingly stupid and hilarious, and I love it. You can just so tell where their brains were at when they were coming up with this. It was blatantly not supposed to be 100% for kids, or at least not little kids, which it kind of came to be known for. It was supposed to be for older kids, teens, I guess. Maybe some dorky adults who just wanted to goof off. And I kind of love it. I hate it and I love it at the same time. Kachik is just straight up a stoner. That cannot be more obvious, okay? That cannot be more overstated in the look of it. This is 100% a stoner, and you know that was their intentions. Quiggle, no idea what the fuck's going on there, but he looks a little too proud of himself. Kiko is brain damage. I don't know. Mirka's a fucking entire eyeball. Mirka's entire. Look at those luscious lashes, though. Oh my god. That is so funny. It's literally the same original Mirka. These are the makeovers they announced on April 1st. Yeah, so I guess it wasn't the actual original concept art. I thought it was. So it's still fooling people to this day. Yeah, April Fool's Day. So in other words, obviously they're trying to fool people. That's so fucking funny. So this was definitely for the older kids and the adults for sure. There ain't no way it's not the case. It's probably especially for the parents. Plumberoo. It's funny because I don't actually remember this, but I was playing it so much by that point. I think me and my sister really started to get into it by about Y2K, so like 2000, 2001. Scorchio went without a suit into the depths of the Chernobyl exclusion zone. Lupe is looking a little bit horny. A literal horn dog. That's 100%. He's looking straight at the narrow little ass of the cancerous leftovers that is leftover of Scorchio. Asia, what the fuck happened there? That doesn't even have an explanation. Mohawk's like, please, motherfucker. Walkie is looking a little too proud of themselves, like fucking sucker. With a giant fucking nose for no reason. Grundo is giving you that deadly side eye. It's just like I will literally kill you. I'm going to kill you. I'm literally going to kill you. Corbat is the biggest derp. Look at how cute that is. That is actually adorable. I wish Corbats actually looked that way. I genuinely do. Because that, like somebody actually said in the top of this Reddit post, they would own like nothing but Corbats if this was this is its actual official art. And honestly, I'd probably own at least one just because it's adorably derpy. And I love adorable derps just like this, where it's just like, literally there's nothing behind those eyes or that face. Bad drawings. These were drawings Neopets did that, well, needless to say, did not make it on the site. So I guess these are the original, like, rough draft concept things. Scrunt. Scrunt! What? Sick chicken. Skytail. Kind of cute. Wonky as hell. Snail thing. Scrunt. Scrunt 2. I love this. This is so dumb. Pumpkin guy. Puffish. Original walkie. I can see it though. Honestly, I could. Odd. Odd. Sure. Is that a diaper? No, I don't think it is. I thought it was a diaper for a minute. I'm like, wait a minute. Mouse. That is a very high, very sinister mouse. But that's going to try to teach you inner chi if you let it. It won't do that. Eggy. Well, it's pretty eggy of you. Why don't you egg it on further, huh? Dodo thing. No one's not sure what's going on with that face, but arachnid. It literally should have just been like a sideways gorilla rack with the eyeballs and eight random fucking like metal prongs coming off of it. Adam's pet. Okay. These are, I guess, original generic concepts. Puffish is not bad. Yes, I'm gonna intentionally incestuous. No, intentionally say Pafish, because fuck you. That's why. Mystery Island pets. Mystery Island came out. Peeps were asked which Mystery Island pet they wanted to be able to get. I'm happy it was this one that got selected because I fucking love tigers. Ever since I was a little kid, I've always loved tigers. It was always my favorite animals of all time as a kid. Specifically, Siberian tigers, actually, were my favorites. I don't know sure what the hell is going on here. I don't remember either. Oh, actually, no, I do remember this guy. Yeah, he's basically a thief, as you'd probably expect by looking at him. I think he's like it's supposed to be like a cockroach type of guy. This I don't think I remember, though. This guy, literally, I think he runs, it's not obviously not the Tiki Tombola. I can't remember. He runs one of the games on Mystery Island. I remember that. But yeah. Choose a Tatsu. So this is the Eerie. Wasn't very well liked, yeah. Yeah, I like this one the best out of all of them, but it was never one of my favorites. It was one of my least favorite pets. Choose a Mynci. Right. I actually like this one. It's the dumbest. It's the one that looks the dumbest. I actually like the coloration of this one. That's dorky and dumb too, though. I like its coloration, just how whack that is, how outlandish it is. But otherwise, that design is definitely not great, I feel like. Although I do like the chicken leg. I just realized it's half chicken. It's a half of a roasted chicken. That took a little too long for me to realize. That's kind of cool though. So he's like half crazy chicken, half carny monkey, apparently. Interesting. That's a weird concept there. This is cool, and this is cool. I actually kind of like this one the most, just because he's at peace, you know? It's the Jetsam, obviously. The old Jetsam's out of date. And he said change it. It's okay. Like, I remember both editions of Jetsam, so this is so funny. How the fuck was this a Gelert? Like, to me, I sincerely believe there is zero chance that that was serious. Like, they had to have known it wasn't going to win. And if it did win, I have to imagine that if they did implement it, they'd probably retract it pretty quick, because I feel like that's just going to just give nightmares, like a Dementor set of nightmares to kids, to the little kids, you know. This is my favorite personally. Is this Gelert, which I'm trying to remember which one was the one that was selected. I'm pretty sure it was this one, but no, it was standing, so it must have been this one. This is kind of cute. That has that chibi look, right? Because of the cutesy eyes, the contentedness. This is fucking hilarious though, dude. I love this. I love that guy. I love it. He's so weirdly creepy. He's like the perfect amount of creepy in Dementor, and the perfect amount of, well, he's not that creepy, but like he's tolerable until you think about him and picture him like full size as an adult running at you in the dark, and it's like the amount of shrieks they'd probably make, the type of shrieks they'd make. I'd be like, no, I think I'm gonna go get hit by a, I'm gonna go shred myself to pieces and die. Excuse me, no. Because think about it, these are all obvious, and then there's just that. No way that was serious. They had to have done that just for their own entertainment. A Fuzio. I dislike that was selected. I understand why it would have been, because obviously with these kinds of Tamagotchi style games and stuff, naturally there's going to be a lot of little girls, especially, who are going to just immediately gravitate to this and say, I want this and I want to play with this. And of course, as cliche as it is, they love the idea of being styling, you know, doing fashion stuff, doing styling stuff. You know, they love to picture themselves as adult women, right? So like they love the idea of like doing all the big hair stuff and like, you know, doing all sorts of things with their hair, and you know, what do they do if they were free, they were an adult, you know, and just making up of all sorts of creative, weird, wacky designs and ideas. And so to me, this makes the perfect amount of sense that this is something that a lot of those girls would like, especially if they were more inclined by the time they hit middle school and high school to become more likely punk, goth, emo, whatever. And yeah, I was gonna say, I remember this as a pet. So that became the pet. These are all such vastly different options though, which I like. This is the first time we see something where they clearly had a name before they had an idea of what they could think of, what they wanted it to look like. So they didn't actually have a character in mind, they just had the name. And so they had a basic idea of what kind of they wanted the eyes and the personality of it to kind of be reflected as, but that was about it. So this is actually really cool to see this, because it's proof of that in action. And I like that it shows how creative they were, how vastly different each of these are. Like, none of these are really anywhere close to the same, except for maybe these two. I actually, personally, if I had selected, I'd want this and this. The actual Fuzio, I arguably like the least, with the lion guy. This one I also don't like it about as much as these guys, but admittedly, just because of how abstract it is and how like unique therefore it makes it, that's why I would actually put a bias slightly above these two with this one. But this is my favorite personally, as an actual pet concept out of all 5 of these. And then this as a pet was the perfect choice as a pet for sure. So well done. And they made this Fuzio concept into a pet, as you can see, but they actually perfected it. They made it look a little more simple and a lot more adorable. And I love the fact that they did that. That was a very intelligent design choice, in my opinion, is to alter it slightly. Because see, you obviously didn't need to alter this because it's already adorable. It's already everything that obviously you knew people wanted. So as a result, this makes total sense. But I'm curious if that means that, because I guess this does confirm it, right? That the pets that get made out of these is because those were the second and third most popular choices, which means that these two were actually the least popular and chosen, which I find to be unfortunate because I like this one a lot. And I can just about guarantee to you, I just thought of it. I bet I know why I like that one the most by far. Besides, I think it's kind of cute, especially those ears. Adorable. That tail, the kangaroo legs, the face, even in its angry state, I think is very adorable. More disdainful. But I'll tell you this. That character, that model, reminds me so very much of my favorite Crash Team Racing character that I always use the cheats to make sure I can get him, and that's Ripperoo. He reminds me of Ripperoo, and I'm talking original Crash Team Racing, actual Crash Team Racing, you know, the one on PlayStation 1, PS1. That Ripperoo, that gen, the original Ripperoo character. That is adorable. I hate what Naughty Dog did to him. They ruined him as a character, in my opinion. I think he looks terrible compared to how he did back then. The point being is that I think that's actually part of the reason why psychologically I really gravitate to that one, is because he reminds me so much of Ripperoo. And I fucking love Ripperoo. Ripperoo is so adorable, and he's literally out of his mind. He has no sanity. He has no mental stability. He's a crazy nut job. He's eccentric. He's weird, but he's adorable. And I fucking love him. Admittedly, these, especially this one, but both of these are very much more of a likely male-inclined thing, actually. It is very much biologically inclined that you're going to psychologically be more gravitationally to that. This, in general, if this was mainly middle schoolers that were playing this and high schoolers that were playing this I actually bet would have been a contender for Gelert. Oh, wait. Wait. I should be reading these things. This did win. The Dementor version did win. So what I was saying before actually was technically right. They would either retract it if they accepted it, or more likely they would just say, okay, we weren't actually serious. That's not going to happen, because they know it's a Dementor, and that is not some image you want in a little kid's head, even if they did select it, which they did. So they decided to this is the one that was selected, by far the most popular. So then they just said, but no, you're not going to get anything above that. What you're going to do is we're going to combine these two. Okay, yeah. And that makes total sense, because remember I remember he was standing, the Gelerts originally were standing like this. This was their pose. But I was saying I'm pretty sure it was this one, just because of the head. I don't know if I actually said the face and the head, but that's literally why it was the head, the face. I remember this pose with the head and the neck and the face, and I remember this with the body. So that makes perfect sense. And actually, they did put this design, by the way, of Gelert to use originally, because if you got like a 404 error, or for some reason there was some issue when you tried to access like the money tree, or you know, really anywhere on any of the maps of any of the worlds or planets within Neopets, what the hell just happened there? The Neopets universe, this Gelert would show up. It was this exact Gelert, I think, even in literally that color. And it'd basically be like the way of saying, oh no, you know, like this isn't working. You're not able to connect to this. So, or, you know, that shop isn't working. And then later they updated it to where his head was down, like a typical dog, you know, when they're disappointed or caught in the act. So that's interesting that though, that won. That really surprises me. And I think that is fucking rad. Damn, how many of those girls were actually that hard of an Evanescence Avril Lavigne fan at that point in time, huh? Like genuinely young girls, like, you know, probably, you know, nowhere between no less than 6, but like between like 6 and like 12, and had to have been fans of those people. I would imagine just if this is what they select, that just feels that feels too on the nose, you know. That's very interesting. But yeah. This is really cool to kind of review, react to, and look at, man. I really like this. Really cool. And just to see how it turns out, you know, like this makes total sense that this is the one to win. You remember this character so well. I really barely, if at all, remember this guy. I might vaguely remember him, but I don't think I do. It's just really cool. It's like a nostalgia bomb too. And then just to see these actual, genuine, rough draft concepts is super interesting. I kind of do hope at some point in time they do make a Scrunt 2, and a Puffish, because those are genuinely good concepts. I actually really like those. I think they're cool. And so being able to have a Puffish, especially, I would definitely make sure I get one of those. Although if you look at it, it just has that feeling of like a Chombi or a Poogle or a Koi or one of those really rare pets. At least originally they were really rare. Now you can get them almost a dime a dozen, just like with the rest of them, oddly. I don't know why. It's a bit weird. Well, at least it was. That was true like a year ago, at least. In 1 to like 3 years ago when I last played Neopets. But yeah, it's interesting, but man, out. Oh my goats. All right. Well, anyway, that's going to be the end of this video. So I have been your friendly neighborhood Ether Goblin. Make sure you click the subscribe button to view more, not just about Neopets and more nostalgia bombs, whether it's informational or reaction ones like these, discoveries like these, or for that matter, obviously, actually playing games. I have a strong intention to make sure that I have series where I am playing a lot of the games that I grew up on. Emulators are awesome, and I cannot wait to be able to use those when and where I have to. Other games I don't have to, well, let's just say, phew, Sierra. I fucking love those games. If you know, you know, man. Let's just say, if you join up, there's only one thing you know is going to be true. As Rizzo would say from Sim Park, we are thriving. See you guys around. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you all in my next video.